Welcome to an inspiring journey with stars who make a difference. I'm Wanda Malhotra, lifestyle journalist and CEO of Crunchy Mama Box, a platform promoting conscious living. Today's interview is part of a powerful collaboration with Authority Magazine, a medium publication that delves deep into topics that truly matter. Today, we will have the pleasure of speaking with Gabriela Alves Toulier, a Brazilian actress known for her roles on Globo, SBT TV, and in theater. She is now on a mission to empower women. As a mentor of the art of being, she dedicates her life to expanding consciousness as a soul therapist and guardian of the sacred feminine. Gabi integrates techniques such as family constellation, path work, quantum being, theta healing, and yoga philosophy to help individuals become their best selves. Trained in Vinyasa Yoga at Tulasidalam Ashram in India. That was a hard one to say. She is also a womb keeper. Gabi is the founder and guardian of the Sacred Feminine Circle Una and Guardians of Love, and co-founder of the Healing Feminine alongside psychologist and family constellator Fernanda Teixeira. She facilitates the Self-Knowledge Oracle, and she has created the Journey of Awakening and Journey of the Sacred Woman methods. Additionally, Gabi works as a multimedia artist and change maker, contributing to the creation of a culture of peace. Now, Gabi is ready to share her beautiful work with us. Thank you so much for doing this with us, Gabi.
Oh, it's so nice to see you again. It's wonderful to be here and be able to share my talents, a little bit of my history.
I love that. Thank you. Our readers would love to get to know you a bit better. Can you tell us your origin story, the story of how you grew up?
I'm a daughter of an actress and an artist. And when my parents broke up, I was about 2 years old, and my mom moved with me to São Paulo to live in a theater. So I lived in a theater with my mom. And then when my grandmother came to visit us, she saw that craziness, and then she decided to pick me up to live with her in Rio. And then when I was about 4 years old, I was invited to do a TV show for kids as a fallen angel. And then it was a very successful TV show. And then my career as an actress started.
Love that. What a nice story. Living in a theater. That must have been quite an adventure.
For sure.
So can you share with us a story about what brought you to this specific career path?
As an actress career, it was very natural because since I lived in a theater, for me, this whole artistic universe was my life, So there is this funny story when I went to this audition to do this role. I knew everything was not reality. Everything was, like a fairy tale, And in this show, there were many characters which were evil, like witches and crocodiles and some things like that. And then the other kids were afraid of this of these roles, And when I arrived in the set, I was very professional. I was 4 years old. I was very professional, and I just asked, which is gonna be my role? So then I became the fallen angel of the show, So that's a funny story of starting off my actress career. But as a therapist, I had a very successful career as an actress. After this show, I did other soap operas and other TV shows, plays. But there was kind of emptiness inside me, There was something which was missing. I was raised by a very intellectual woman. My grandmother was very, very intellectual, and she was very concerned about social issues. And then I started to ask myself, is my career doing something good for the people? Is it relevant? And I started to have these questions. And then I decided to study psychology, and I dive into self-knowledge and spiritual studies. And then went to this spiritual ritual. I asked to this higher self, where is my cure? Because I was feeling this emptiness, and I want to know, where is my cure, my healing? And then, surprisingly, this higher self talked to me a very great intuition, something that I like a voice saying in my ears, your healing is in healing your feminine. And after this, I downloaded many contents, many understandings about feminine, and I could understand that this wounded feminine was not related just to me. It was not just concerned just about me, but it was a collective wound. My ancestors, as the whole society, because feminine was excluded for thousands of years, and this wound is here inside us. Every woman carries this wound inside. And then I decided to study more about this issue. And afterwards, I felt like sharing all of those knowledge with other women. And here I am.
Gabby, that is powerful. That is so powerful and so true what you said. And you did say it beautifully in English too. So
Really? Oh my God.
You really did. I loved it. And
Oh,
can you tell us the most interesting story that happened to you since you began your career?
As a therapist, well, I've been learning many things about my own self, because, this process never ends. We are always learning more and more about ourselves. And I mirror myself in all the women I work with, because everyone has a little bit of me. There is a line that we say, your wound is my wound, your heal is my heal,
I
your
love
cure is
that.
my cure. Yeah. So interesting, because sometimes it's like hearing my own self talking to me. I don't know the word in English, but
Right.
woman mentor, right?
Yes.
And when my client is talking about her wounds, her challenge, it's like I'm hearing my own self, So, and then I start to realize how powerful is when we are together, supporting each other and understanding that we are in the same path. Each one of us have something of each other. And when we are together, it's like we can experience this wholeness,
Interconnectedness, right?
Yes, and we feel more whole, And there is a constelador familiar,
Family constellation.
Family Constellation. He says that for women, being with other women is like black target medicine. It's like a medicine.
Wow.
Because we empower ourselves together. So it's so magical for me. I feel like I'm healing myself every time that I put myself serving these women. I am healing with them also. And I think it's very profound.
It's very profound, and I know that is true. You are healing once when you're healing someone else, you're also healing yourself. That is true, proven, and magical at the same time.
Yes, yes.
So it has been said that our mistakes can be our greatest teachers. Can you share a story about the funniest mistake you made when you were first starting?
Oh my God. There is this very funny story. I was an actress and I don't know, I was about 14 years old. And we had this scene. We were rehearsing this scene. I was with this actor, and he was a very famous actor, actually. And we were supposed to kiss each other. And then we did the rehearsal. We kissed each other. But after the rehearsal, he said, "You don't need to use your tongue." I got so embarrassed, because I was doing that for real, And he said, "You don't need to use your tongue." That was so embarrassing. So that's a funny story.
That is so good. I love that. 14-year-old. Oh my goodness. Is there a person that made a profound impact on your professional life? Can you share a story?
Person. Um, well, there are many professionals I admire. Oprah, for me, she's the one. She's the most. She's an icon, very inspiring woman. She teaches us about resilience and that it is possible to transform everything in something good, no matter what, no matter how challenging was your past, So for me, she's very inspiring. And there are other professionals in my path, like Louise Hay. I had this very unforgettable. Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's okay. You're doing great.
Unforgettable experience, because when I was 19 years old, I read a book of her, which changed my life. You know that book, You Can Heal Your Life? It's a very famous book of Louise Hay. And it was so powerful for me because, to realize that I could change my life, that I could transform myself just by my thoughts. It was so amazing for me. And then, I don't know, a decade after, I was in New York and I was in a friend's house who used to work with her. Chess thing. And then I was, just in the living room reading something. I don't know what I was doing. And then he said, "There's a call for you." I said, "Okay." When I got the phone, it was her. He just imagined, the situation. And she said, "Hello, I'm Louise Hay." And I was like, "Oh my God, I love you. You were so important in my life, in my past. Thank you so much." It was so emotional. She was already, I don't know, in her 70s or something like that. And it was before, a long time ago. And it was so special. So she was also one woman that inspired me a lot.
What a privilege to talk to Louise Hay. Oh my God, I
Yes.
love her.
Yes. My dream now is to hang out with Oprah. Okay, universe, I want us to be besties, I see myself like just, having some wine with her, chatting, and philosophing, and, because I don't know, she's so warmful. I don't know if it's correct to say that, but
Yeah.
I feel that she has a beautiful soul. She used her success to encourage people to know themselves, to heal themselves, to open their minds, and I think it's very inspiring also. So I
I
love her.
agree. 100%. Oprah is it's she's an amazing human being. Just
Yes,
phenomenal.
yes.
So, how are you using your success to bring goodness to the world? Can you share with us the meaningful or exciting causes you're working on right now?
Yes, for sure. Well, when I was an actress, I always tried to use my image to do good things, to inspire other people. Because since you have this, alcance, como fala,
Reach.
this reach, because you reach many people. I thought that it was my social commitment to do something good with it. So I always supported social events to help people, and now we had this float in the south of Brazil,
The
you know,
flood.
the flood in the south of Brazil. It touched me a lot, and especially what was happening with women and children, because there were many abuse cases, even inside of this whole chaos. And then I thought to myself, I have to do something with it. I have to help them, because I work with women. I created this movement called United Women. I'm going to do some events to raise money to help them. There is this initiative, they created this shelter that is supposed to help them to rebuild their lives. It's not just a shelter, because they want to help them to get back to work, children to get back to study, and this shelter is going to be open for a whole year, helping them. So then I'm collaborating with this cause now. I think we are the co-creators of a new world, of a new era. This new era, this new world is not something that is going to happen to us. We are the builders. You know what I mean? And so I think that's the time to hold uh, the hands of each other and do something good. I don't think there is more time to wait for the governments or the politicals to do something. We are the ones. There is this quote, it's a Hopi quote, which says, we are the ones we were waiting for. And I do believe in it.
I believe in that too. It's powerful and it's true how collectively we can do so much. And that's what we should be doing together, right?
Yes, for sure.
Can you share a story with us about a person who was impacted by your cause?
Have many successful cases in my work. It's very fulfillment for me, because to make a change in someone's life is so powerful, it's so beautiful. It really gives me meaning, So I have many cases and many examples, but I'll try to select some. There is this woman which I love. She was married, and she had a son. She has a son. She was in a very abusive relationship. She didn't know. Many of women doesn't know. I had one. I was in one, and I didn't know either. I didn't even know this concept. I didn't know anything about it. And so she was in this abusive relationship with her husband and with her son. His son beated her also, yes. And she is so talented, and so profound, you know. And she was raised by her grandmother also. She didn't have contact with her mother because her grandmother used to say many bad things about her mother. But during our process, she started to, you know, to open her eyes, you know, and to start to realize more about her own life. And she decided to give a chance to her mother. And then she heard her mother's sides. And then she understood that she was manipulated by her grandmother. And now it's not in this marriage anymore. But she has a good relationship with her ex and also with her son. She has a great relationship with her mother. You know, now they are very, very together, you know. And now she also empowered herself to do what she really wants to do in life. And she's living by herself for the first time in her life. She achieved, you know, this autonomy. Now she's a grown woman. And it's so amazing to see how was her change. For me, she symbolized the biggest change.
That is a great story. And wow, the awareness and the process you guided her through, that is really, really beautiful. I love that. Wow. Let me recover from this story because that was really powerful. So, can you list 3 things that individuals, society, or the government can do to support you in this effort?
First of all, I think we need more women in the politics. The Congress was deciding what children have to do with pregnancy when they are raped. It's so crazy because why men have the power to decide about our bodies? You know, it doesn't make sense, especially because men are the ones who abuse our bodies. So we do need more women in politics. It's for me, it's the first thing. You know, we need to have a voice. And since we have so little women in the politics, we don't have much voice. We need to hear more women. We need to hear, to understand our needs. There is one thing that I think is good, because I was just, you know, thinking about abusive relationships, and I realized that in the past, you know, in my grandmother's time, it was normal. It was normal. All the relationships were abusive because women don't have voice. They could not decide anything about their lives, you know. Now we can decide and we can manifest our will, but we still have to, I don't like to use the word fight because I think it's a reproduction of what we don't want. Guarantee that we do have our space, you know, that our rights are being respected. We do need to hear, to listen to the women, to understand their needs, their desires. It's really important for us. I think that's another thing. The understanding that we are more powerful together. men and women, we have many things to learn with difference. For me, feminine and the masculine are parts of one thing. When we divide and when we separate it, we lose power. And then we get into this fight, become opponents, but we are not opponents. We are complementaries, you know? So I think we have to understand that there is no energy more important than other. Both energies, the feminine and the masculine, which are inside of any of us, we have to balance them to become a whole, you know. And I think it's something that we do need to understand.
Very well said, Gabby. I love that. Very, very beautiful. Now, this is our signature question that we ask in nearly all of our interviews. What are your 5 things I wish someone told me when I first started, and why? And if you can, please share an example of each.
Start with something that's not just as a therapist, but as a living being, right? That no one can save no one. Nobody can save nobody, because it's a personal path. We can help. We can, support each other. But I cannot save any other person besides my own person, which gives me a lot of work already. As a therapist, we have to be very respectful. Each one has his own process, and we have to follow and be respectful with this process. I believe that self-knowledge is the map of all of our treasures. So if we want to change the world, we have to change ourselves. Gandhi used to say, the change you want to see in the world start inside us. Be the change, right? When we talk about the social issues, even the political issues, we are just, seeing the top of the iceberg, but everything starts inside. If I feel whole, if I'm okay with in my own skin, if I'm happy, if I'm, if I know who I am, and if I'm in my own place, I'm helping the world already. I'm doing something good already. Jung used to say the best contribution you can give to society is to enlighten your own darkness. Therefore, self-knowledge is so important, because it's about self-responsibility. I am the one who is responsible for my own darkness, my shadows. So if I enlighten them, I am enlightening the whole world already, because I become this light in the world. I think it's something very important. There is one thing also which I learned during my process of self-knowledge, which is the pain is like a portal of another state of awareness. So sometimes we are in a very painful situation, a very challenging situation, and we used to, to resist and to fight with it. But when we understand that all feelings come for good, all feelings have something to teach us, even the pain disappears, because it's like a messenger. what we need to do is to be open to the message. Okay, it's hurting. Okay, it's not good, but what is it's telling me? What can I learn from it? You know? So when we understand that the pen is like a portal of another state of mind, it's like also a chemical to transform our own lives, we gain more power over our own lives, you know. And then the pen is not our opponent anymore, but something that is helping us to grow up in life. Does it make sense?
Yes, total sense. And to me, it's like I had a therapy session with you right now. Such a good reflection.
I would say also that we cannot change the past, but we can change the narrative. When we reframe it, when we see our past with other eyes, we understand that our path has much to teach us. Our history is our treasure. We just have to find the diamonds which is hidden by the wound experience. We have to transform coal and gold, pain in teachings. When we do that, we are becoming alchemists of our own life, you know. That's it. It's hard to say all of those profound things in English.
Totally understand you. And I'm sure whoever is watching this is understanding every single word you're saying because it's so meaningful. And the way you say it is it's perfect.
Yay. Okay, thank you.
So, can you share with our readers any self care routines, practices, or treatments that you do to help your body, mind, and heart to thrive? And if you can share a story of each one, that would be great.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to start from the beginning. When I wake up, I used to meditate, to take a time for myself, you know, just to prepare my day, you know. And then I stretch my body. I think it's very important, you know. And then I drink some tea. Afterwards, I can do some green juice or have some golden milk, which is made with turmeric, cinnamon, honey. It's very good. And then I may have some fruits. That's my morning routine. And then I work a lot during the day, mentoring women. But I always try, you know, to have some space, you know, just to contemplate, just to be with myself, you know, to silence myself, especially because I'm hearing all the time, you know, many painful things, you know, situations. So I think it's important to, you know, get back to myself. And I love to walk in the nature. I love to do yoga and to pet my cats. And also being with my friends, you know, having fun, because I think it's about self-caring, to laugh, to have fun, you know, joy, pleasure, because of course there are some serious issues, but we have to learn to enjoy life also, you know, to have pleasure with life. Do the serious things, you know, when you have to take care of them, you know, but meanwhile, have fun, you know, have fun about your own self. I think we take ourselves very seriously. And sometimes we have to laugh, you know, about our mistakes, about our craziness, because otherwise we get so rigid, and when we talk about feminine, to rescue our feminine, to heal our feminine, we are talking about being more in the flow, being more adaptive, being more flexible. It's about feminine. So I try to do it in my own life.
Something to think about it, to be more flexible. I agree 100% with you, and relieve some stress, because we end up stressing ourselves with so much of this, strict
Yes.
life that we try to lead, right?
Yes. We are
So
trying, because I was trying to, I was talking about being adaptable, but we have to be careful about it also, because I'm not talking about being adaptable in everything, to accept everything. There are some things that we have to be, apart. No, I don't want to be part of it. And especially women, we have to be very aware of it, because we there are many situations that we see like normal, because they happen for hundreds of years. But being normal is not being natural. We have to be aware of what makes sense for us. And there are some things in the society that don't make sense. So it's not good to be adaptable in it, to fit in it. We have to have this discrimination.
I agree. It's what feels right to you, what feels
Yeah.
natural to you, that
Yeah.
doesn't, go against your nature, your
Your
beliefs, right?
values.
Your
Yes.
values. Exactly. Perfect. So you're a person of enormous influence. If you could inspire a movement that would bring the most amount of good to the most amount of people, what would that be?
I believe that when we heal women, we are healing the whole society, because we are the ones who bring life to earth. We are this channel, and usually we are the ones who raise the children also, who educate these children. So our role is so important in this society. And we women, we have to be more aware of it. For thousands of years, we've been like an antagonist, but we are guardians of life. And it's so powerful. So how do you say, I think my mission, if I can say that, my purpose is to work for consciousness, is to expand our awareness. But I do this through the healing of women. And now I have this movement called United Women, which I want to help women in other parts of the world also, through this movement, to empower themselves through education, through awareness, through spirituality. Which, when I talk about spirituality, I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about be connected to this very profound self, being connected to your own soul. For me, it's spirituality. And I think this way back to your own is so fundamental, so important. That's my contribution. That's what I want to do in the world. Help people to come back to your own hearts. That's it.
I love that. So, this is what we call our matchmaker question, and it sometimes works. So, is there a person in the world other than Oprah, because you already told us about Oprah, whom you would love to have a power lunch with and why? Maybe we can tag them and see what happens.
My God, please tag Oprah also. Fan of Joy Dispenza. I don't know if you know who he
I
is.
love him.
My God, and well, there are many thinkers. I can say that he's a thinker, not just a scientist. Which I really admire. Joy Dispenza, Deepak Chopra, um, Greg Brandon. There are many scientists, many thinkers who are really making the change. They are healing people inside, doing a very great work. And well, to have a chat with Joy Dispenza, I think it's going to be really fun. It's going to be really fulfillment.
I would love to be in that lunch too.
Oh, yes, please. You're invited.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you on social media, Gabby? Can our readers follow you online? Can you give us your handles, your website?
Using more Instagram now, which at Gabi with Gabi dot Alves Alves dot Toulier Toulier. So there you can read many articles and poetry, and also there are some lives which are very, very interesting with very profound contents. And so that's been the social media that I most use.
I am already following you, so I see all of that and I love it.
That's great.
This was so informative. Thank you so much. We wish you only continued success, Gabby, on your beautiful, meaningful work.
Thank you so much.